Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. They said something happened in the palace of the Ooni of Ife that, is making everybody believe in the love that Kabiyesi has for Olori Naomi. Like they have never seen anything of such, where Ooni of Ife stood before 10 powerful Ifa diviners, to ask them to ensure that Queen Naomi is reinstated in the next 5 days or 6 days. That should he fail, it means that they have failed the throne. Now, why would Kabiyesi say that? Now, these are people who are supposed to protect the custom and tradition of the Yoruba people, and their allegiance is to the Ooni of Ife. These are cults where they belong to. They swore to pay full allegiance to the Ooni of Ife. And this is where this is becoming really, really disturbing for the Oloris, because they are seeing that, this is not business as usual. This is even more than we thought, okay? They said Ooni of Ife is doing everything to ensure that, no matter what happens, Queen Naomi is reinstated. That at this point, with the level where these people have gone, a lot of people are even afraid for Queen Naomi. And Kabiyesi is saying they cannot, as long as Naomi is spiritually joined with him, they cannot, that whatever is covering him is covering Olori Naomi. They would never be able to do anything to hurt Queen Naomi. Naomi must be reinstated. They said the ancient palace of the Ooni of Ife has never seen such a moment in recent times. It was not a public declaration. It was not captured on camera, but it was real, deeply spiritual and profoundly symbolic. In the sacred inner courtyard of Ifa chamber, where only the highest and most trusted Ifa priests were allowed to enter, the Ooni of Ife stood barefooted, dressed in all white, holding the staff of Orimaya in one hand and a calabash of pure water, in the other. Before him were 10 powerful Ifa diviners, each representing ancestral lineages from the most respected, temples across Yoruba land. The air was heavy with incense. Drums were silent, no flute, only the whispering chant of Ifa could be heard as the Oni stepped forward and broke a long-standing silence. His voice was steady but laced with spiritual pain. My ancestors do not sleep, he began. You who carry the voice of Urumala, listen to me. Today I invoke my authority, not just as a king, but as a son of the gods. Then he declared it. My wife, Queen Naomi, must be reinstated this full moon. Not next season, not next year, this a moon circle. If I fail before this is done, you have failed the throne. If I fail, if this is not done and I fail, you have failed the throne. Now, the 10 Ifa priests stood frozen, okay? Yes, this is what we heard. They said the 10 Ifa priests stood frozen, okay? Some bowed their head, others closed their eyes. This was no ordinary request. This was a spiritual vow, one that tied the king's own life to the destiny of his wife. Why such urgency? Because the Ooni knows the cause of delay. He has seen what the palace has become in Naomi's absence: chaos, competition, spiritual unrest, and layers of betrayal. He has watched strange spirits walk the palace halls uninvited, empowered by those who have no respect for the ancestral order. And worst of all, he has witnessed how the divine alignment of his throne has been compromised. Look at what has been happening lately, where they are invoking spirit upon spirit upon spirit. Now, this is very clear, Delarai. People will be say they no get interest. Their interest is not even just about Queen Naomi. If not for their own personal, interest, like selfish interest, why are they invoking all of this spirit? It's not about the Queen Naomi again. No, it is about the throne. It's about the throne. That is what people are saying. They said the Ooni of Ife has, always been a spiritual king, not a ruler of noise and parties, but a custodian of order, balance, and tradition. And in that courtyard, he finally admitted what many had suspected. Since Naomi left, the spirit of the palace has been restless. She is not just a wife, she is a part of this throne. I was instructed to marry her. Her Ori is tied to mine, and this kingdom will not know peace until she returns. They said that was what the Ooni of Ife was saying. They said the Ifa priest responded cautiously. Kabiyesi, what you ask is not a small matter. Many have worked against her return. Even among your wives, spiritual pact have been made. But the Ooni was ready. Break every pact, burn every charm, under every cause, undo every cause. I'll provide whatever is needed, but bring her back. This full moon must not pass in delay. The throne must be realigned. Naomi must be restored. That is what they say the Ooni of Ife is saying. Then he uttered the most shocking part of his vows. If I fail, it means that you all have failed the throne. That is 10 of these Ifa priests. 10 of them. He said if he fails, they have failed the throne. And there is nothing he wants to hear more than the fact that Queen Naomi is returning back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Going to bring him up. They do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.